Hi, so I'm Dalyla, and I'm going to be covering Brandy Melville as my digital marketing project. So here's a brief table of contents. And for my executive summary, and basically for the premise of this project, I wanted to focus on this company called Brandy Melville. It's an Italian fast fashion company that aims to market towards teenage girls. The reason why I really wanted to focus on this company was because of how unique their digital marketing strategy is, which relies heavily on social media, which I'm going to get into in a bit. And I'm also going to go over some recommendations for this company to be even more successful, not only in terms of revenue, but in terms of their digital marketing strategy, and to overall keep it sustainable in the long term rather than the short term. So, just a very basic target audience look overview. The only thing I really wanted to touch up on here were the psychographics of this target audience. They are teenage girls aged 14 to 20. And something to keep in mind as I keep on going through this presentation is that teenage girls inherently want to be accepted, which is why I believe that this digital marketing strategy is working so successful right now in the short run. So yeah. So here's a brief overview of their digital presence. They really are prominent on Instagram with 3.1 million followers. However, they are lacking a lot on TikTok with 150K followers. It's just such a crazy difference in those two platforms. They also relatively only sell on their website and on their app. And something very interesting with their marketing approach is that they are absent from YouTube and Snapchat, and they are very inactive on Twitter and Facebook. And the reason I really wanted to touch upon this is because in class, we touched upon how marketing on social media should be kind of a two-way conversation, and we are really seeing that lack of engagement with Brandy Melville's marketing strategy. And so again, these are their only two platforms in which they are currently marketing on. On the left is their Instagram, which has 3.1 million followers, and on the right is their TikTok. So I really believe that the difference in followers on these platforms is not because TikTok is not popular. I think personally, I think it's a little bit more popular than Instagram. We can see that their TikTok is really only focusing on sort of a project that the brand is doing called Brandy Melville, where local artists are performing in Brandy Melville clothes, but it's not really giving the engagement that the Instagram is giving for their followers. The Instagram is kind of showcasing a lifestyle that the target audience can envision themselves in. It kind of gives these moment in time picturesque vibes, which I believe is why the target audience is resonating so heavily with it. So, again, here is where they are lacking and where I'm kind of going to build upon my recommendations. Brandy Melville does not have any sort of flashy campaigns. They've never had one in their whole history of a brand. The brand also relies heavily on organic social media growth and word of mouth marketing. And I really want to touch upon this because I feel like the strategy that they're using is the desirability of its exclusive aesthetic. If you know about the brands on Instagram and TikTok, then you're kind of like in the club a little bit. But if you can fit into their clothes, again, this is a one size only brand, then you are also in the club. It just gives this exclusive allure to this target audience, which again, I'm going to reiterate that teenage girls just inherently want to be accepted. And with this, Brandy Melville is foregoing so many essential things that are important in a brand's digital presence. So, how is it still such a profitable company? And why does almost every teenage girl own a product from this company? How is this social media presence and strategy sustainable right now? And is it always going to be sustainable? And with that, I kind of want to touch upon their strategy of exclusivity. As I mentioned earlier, this brand kind of gives an exclusive approach to their marketing strategy. And with this, the reason why it is so successful right now is because it literally is target audience by target audience. And what do I mean by this? So I'm referencing today their HBO Max documentary, um, where some people are kind of concerned with the controversy that this brand is has surrounding it, but really what I'm going to touch base on only today is not really the controversy but their marketing strategy as a whole. So they really employ and like to employ teenage girls to kind of be involved in the product development and the running of their Instagram. So an example of this is that employees are required to take photos of their own clothes and customers outfits every single day and send this to higher ups, so that basically product research is done in kind of a trendy way, predicting trends and all that stuff. However, putting that aside, going back to their marketing strategy, we can see that Brandy Melville is really targeting this audience by helping these target audience individuals envision themselves in the quote unquote brandy girl aesthetic and vibe. And it's kind of again really prioritizing that lifestyle um, photography aspect rather than obnoxious ads, advertising a sale, paid search, or anything like that. It really is trying to go for that organic and authentic way of marketing, which is why it is kind of like really sustainable for the short run. And with this, we can see again that it is so effective. There is literally lines, lines around the block for this brand and for their stores all around the world. And again, it has to do with their strategy of targeting this demographic by going for this authentic vibe. It makes it feel personal. And so, another reason that their strategy is so effective is because the pricing really does align with the exclusivity of a brand without the pricing of a luxury brand. It's aspirational yet attainable for these consumers. So, with this, I'm really excited to talk about their issues with their strategy. Again, in reference to the HBO Max documentary about Brandy Melville, there is almost monthly controversies within leadership and production of this brand, and statements are never released. Ethical concerns are out the window. Nobody really knows anything about this very secretive company. It is privately owned. I think there's only like one photo of the CEO anywhere. It's very secretive. And so consumers are kind of being put off by that. Again, it is not sustainable in the long run. There has to be some sort of engagement with the customer. Again, a two-way conversation. That's what social media is for. And with that, I also wanted to touch upon the minimal engagement that this brand is forgoing, not taken advantage of almost. There is no social media presence. They only have their Instagram and their TikTok, and there's like an over reliance on it. We don't know what's going to happen with TikTok in the future, if the government's going to shut it down, and with that, they're foregoing one of their only channels of marketing. And with no ads or no paid ads, nothing, there is really no customer retention initiative. If they are off of TikTok, consumers really won't find that much of an issue to find another brand that sells that basic cotton t-shirt. So with that, I'm going to get into some recommendations. I really encourage this brand to expand their digital presence. They need to have more channels. And with that, they really do need to engage with customers, maybe even create a customer service hotline or email. There's always on their Instagram comments, there's girls commenting, "Hey, I haven't received my package. Do you know when this will be available?" and stuff like that. There's just no engagement with that customer. There is, again, no customer retention initiative at all. And with that, I think that introducing some campaigns, and this kind of goes with number three with affiliates and influencers, kind of create campaigns and customize clothing towards that influencer, such as like Hailey Bieber, Devon Lee Carlson. I know Emma Chamberlain used to wear Brandy Melville a lot in her early days. So, partnering with these affiliates and influencers could give a little leverage to this brand and make it feel kind of personal. So yeah, I also really believe that creating a brand loyalty program, and this kind of goes with number four, revamping and marketing the app. When you're ordering something on Brandy Melville, this is really interesting. You're signing up with your email and your address, and you're signing up for an account. what perks does that account give you? Nothing. It just saves your information to make it convenient so you can order again. It's not giving you a newsletter, it's not giving you sales, it's not giving you coupons or promo codes. It literally is just an account. With that, I really do believe that they can create this consumer initiative um, and program where they can really retain their customers as they get older, because there is just that lack of engagement and authenticity with this brand, due to their lack of transparency and minimal engagement. So yeah, those are just some basic recommendations that I have for this company. I feel like, yes, they are very successful right now on social media, and in terms of their revenue, they're generating about $300 million. But I feel like they can skyrocket this. They already have such a strong foundation, but just utilizing these recommendations, they can really be something huge in the teenage girl demographic for clothing. So yeah, here are my works cited, and thank you so much.